Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to be reviewing season 13 episode 8 of the Atlanta Housewives. Let's get to it. So we open up with the ladies on the bus and Candy is actually taking up for Kenya with the situation with bringing her daughter on the trip. Totally understandable, because of the fact that Kenya does not have a support system. And I mean that she's mean to everybody. Honestly, I feel like that's what the issue is. She's mean to everybody and she doesn't have anybody to help her. So I mean, she can't just leave her child with anybody. It doesn't matter how much money you have. I mean, you can be a billionaire and find a nanny, 20 different nannies willing to come and work for you the same day. But you're just not gonna leave your child with that person just because you're able to support them taking care of your child. That doesn't make any sense. But at the end, it seemed like Portia was like, all right, well, I guess I get it. Portia's got people. All those women on the bus have people, but Kenya does not. So I understand her having to bring her child. So maybe if she would have been upfront about it and been more honest about the entire thing, the ladies would understand. And either way, a girls trip is not going to be as fun with everybody bringing their child, and then we got nannies everywhere, and just, it would have been too much. The house would have been taken over and it would have ended up being a mommy and me play date situation. So I get it. So we have Kenya and LaToya at the house, and the murder mystery coordinator lady arrives, and she is setting up with how everything's gonna go. And okay, Kenya, she's trying to be creative, but it's just not, she didn't pick the best time for that, I guess. So Cynthia arrives, and she arrives ahead of the ladies, because at first I was like, okay, the ladies are there, like everybody finally made it. But it's just Cynthia, so I'm like, dang, what are they doing? They're probably stopping every hour on the hour to go to the bathroom, and then what? The camera crew is probably traveling with them, so they're trying to stay in this cohort, and it's just a lot. So I bet that bus ride was tiring and annoying. So the rest of the ladies finally arrive, and they start drinking, basically. They're taking shots, they're having a great time. They're filling out name tags, and they're all like, well, what do I need a name tag for? We just got here, we've been on this bus for 8 hours. I'm ready to relax and just have a good time. So the lady from the murder mystery team comes running out the back of the house and falls on the ground. I would have been like, not now, not now. So I guess everyone kind of just figures out, okay, this is part of some game that we're gonna be playing. And then when they realize it's a murder mystery, they're like, oh no. And then the detectives come out the back dancing with the guns and stuff. I would have to agree with Drew. This is a ghetto murder mystery. These ladies were probably just excited to be off the freaking bus, and as soon as they get off the bus, here some lady comes falling out, and like, if you're going from one big event into another major big event, and it's too much in one day. There was nothing planned the next day. You could have moved this to the next morning or something. I don't know. That was a lot. So Kenya reveals to everyone that if you win, and there's a better room that you've had your eye on, you can take that room from whoever that is. Nobody cares at this point. Nobody cares. They are drinking, twerking, breaking lamps. The whole thing is out of control. The best thing was when the detectives came running in and Portia jumped over the sofa. So yeah, at this point, it seems like even the people that's part of the murder mystery aren't even cooperating. It's just chaos there with the girls twerking and dancing, and LaToya even says, you know what, I did it. If that's gonna get you to stop with this, who killed the lady, she ain't dead, I don't want to do this anymore. This was a bad idea. I did it, take me to jail. So basically it ends like they just start throwing out these major clues, and it's pointless. Like, fail. This is fail number 2 when it comes to putting together something. The first one was the engagement party. The second one was this murder mystery event, because it wasn't coordinated well enough. The timing was wrong. I could appreciate the creative effort. It's something different, but it just was at the wrong time. She probably didn't anticipate that bus ride taking 8 hours. Tanya ends up winning because was it Tanya? Yeah, Tanya ends up winning because she put the most effort into trying to figure out who the killer was, because she was worried about having a terrible room. So Fallon shows up and she's brought her husband, and Latoya's like, well, why did you bring your husband? And Fallon says, because he's my best friend. And Latoya is like, well, you could have made best friends with somebody on this trip if had you stayed here with us. Like, you didn't need to bring your husband. Latoya, you dip into things too much. Like, it's not about you, sweetheart. So Drew makes a slick comment. Oh, well, she don't care about husbands. And eventually Latoya catches up to Drew and grabs her arm or something, and Drew flips out on her, which rightfully so. This girl is drunk and not really paying attention to what her actions are. So Latoya apologizes for touching her, and she asks, like, well, can I touch you now? No, girl, stop. So everybody's grouped up, and we have Candy, Cynthia, and Kenya at the dinner table eating their meal. And then we have, we got everybody. Fallon, Drew, Portia, Shamia, was Latoya with them? No, Latoya was not with them. Somebody else was there. It was so many people I couldn't keep up. But basically, we established the aunties versus the nieces. Everybody's been saying it's like the talls versus the smalls, but this is like, you know, coming into the new Atlanta Housewives, which I'm excited for, because Kenya, Cynthia, and Candy, I'm tired of them. Time for the younger ladies to get in there, to have their own issues and see how they go on the show. It's time for the younger ladies to come in, and we could just have a whole new set of people. Kenya is obviously the antagonist, but we don't need her anymore now that we have a Latoya. We have a mini Kenya and Latoya. So if we can keep Latoya, and she can just be the new antagonist. Cynthia, this is the second time she's getting married. I'm tired, I don't want to see it anymore. There's not much else we can do with that storyline. Candy is successful in her own way. I heard that possibly she's gonna have like her own, like, what is it, Vanderpump Rules type thing with all her restaurants in Atlanta. I'd love to see that. Cool. I do think her and her family are boring, but I think with incorporating the staff and whatnot, I think that'll be a good, like, I would enjoy that. So Marlo, I mean, they go through all the rooms, and of course Marlo gets the crappiest room because of what she said to Latoya, and I just really don't like the way she went about this, because she was like, you give me this room, okay, I got something for you. And then she has the little sign on the door that says Marlo's dressing room, and she goes downstairs and she makes the living room her room, which is okay, but you could have really made her blood boil if you would have acted like you did not care, because everybody knows Marlo cares about her room. But if you would have let it slide and acted like nothing was wrong, Kenya really would have been pissed. Like, come on, y'all, I need y'all. Chess, not checkers. Play chess, not checkers. So we fast forward to the next morning, and everybody is getting dressed, FaceTiming their families. Marlo's getting ready. She's putting on her bathing suit with her thigh-high boots, and she is talking to, I don't remember who she was talking to, but she's saying she wanted to, I think it was Candy. She was saying she wanted to sit with Kenya and really try to figure out what their issue is, because she feels like, dang, this girl really hates me and I don't know why. Really, you don't know why? You really not know why? Okay. Fast forward, we have Portia and Shamia sitting by the pool. They're discussing Portia and Dennis and where they are in their relationship, and I'm so tired of them talking about this relationship because it's like, just let it be. We'll find out at some point. But anyways, they had a cute scene. I really enjoyed it. She was going through all the text messages, reading everything, and she gets up and acts like she's gonna text him back, and they're like running. That was really cute. Like, I loved Portia and Shamia together, and I'm really glad that they're, you know, cool again and that they can, you know, have little lighthearted moments like this. So Marlo and Tanya are bored, and it really looks boring. She warned them and said it was going to be a down day and that there wasn't going to be much going on, but it was really like a down day. Candy attempted to bring up the situation between Marlo and Kenya, and she tried to bring up what Marlo said when she was getting dressed, but Kenya's like, okay girl, bye. Of course, she doesn't want to talk about it, which I don't see why she would want to, because look at their history, man. I don't know that they're gonna come back from that. All of a sudden, Kenya's got food coming to the house, and of all things, she's got crab cakes and french fries. And these women are hungry. They've been sitting in the house bored. They've been sitting in the house drinking all day. When you're bored, you eat. When you are around friends and you don't have anything better to do and you're on vacation, you're gonna drink. What's missing in this? Good food. Everybody wants to have good food, especially when they're just sitting around doing nothing. So they're all like, oh girl, do you have food? Like, what is this? And she's like, no. So everybody eventually figures out that she has ordered this food and nobody else has anything. And I get what she was saying, like, you have an entire pig roasting for later downstairs, and we have a fridge full of food. Okay, well, if we had this fridge full of food, why didn't you go eat what was in the fridge if the food in the fridge was so good? Or you could have just said, hey, I'm about to order something from a restaurant. You know, we can all put an order in together and y'all just pay separately. Like, they could have done anything. Anything besides just showing up with crab cakes. I would be mad. They got deli meat in the fridge and you sitting up here with crab cake. Crab cake, deli meat. No. This is strike 3 for Kenya. Toya comes downstairs with a bag and she tells the ladies, hey, so this is the wig I bought for Drew. And everybody's like, oh girl, here you go with this again. You've had these braids in for I don't know how long. Why are you so concerned? We are in the middle. I'm not getting back into it. And everybody says, do not give that girl that wig. Even Kenya was like, where? No, Latoya, don't do that. She's like, see you later. Later on that evening, the food is finally ready. Shoot, I'm actually hungry thinking about all that they went through, waiting on the food to be ready all day long. The pig is literally, like, you take the pig and you split it in half and open it up. And I guess they've taken out all the organs that are not edible and just smoked the pig all day. It probably was good. Like, I was willing to taste it, but I could see how digging through the pig carcass would be kind of gross, but I mean, I don't know. I'd be willing to try it. Of course, Portia's like, oh, I can't, I'm vegan. Like, see, I think she was trying to use like a little reverse psychology on herself, because she always talks about how she'll get a big ham or something from Honey Baked Ham and go pick off of it, nibble off of it for a few days. Especially when she was pregnant, she said she used to take pieces of the pork and just eat it out the fridge. So you're not fooling nobody. I know you probably do want it, but props to you, kudos to you for sticking to your diet. You gotta give her credit for that. So she prays over the meal, and bravo with this, bravo with this music when they were like, It was so ridiculous. Bravo's music when she was praying over it, the choir music, that was the best. So everybody's eating, having a good time. The dinner seems to be going well. And of course, here comes LaToya. Ready to start some mess. LaToya announces to everyone that, you know, she's like, I know that there have been conversations about Drew, your wig, and how it wasn't tacked down appropriately, it wasn't plucked adequately, and everybody's like, you can stop right there, because if you're supposed to be apologizing and this is the beginning of the apology, do better. But of course she continues on and she's like, so I bought you a wig and I'm going to have it properly plucked and placed so that you can have a decent wig. And of course Drew was like, I get my wigs from the top stylists in Hollywood. No, you don't. Yes, her wigs did not look the best, but being that they're in the middle of summer 2020 with everything going on, of course they're not gonna look the best. Drew has a stupendous comeback in that she says, oh, you know what? I've got something for you. I'm so glad you're so concerned about me and you're always, you know, watching out and looking out for me and watching me, and just hold on, I'll be right back. So she comes back with a picture of herself and she sits down at the table and signs to LaToya and puts her signature on it, and she says, for my #1 fan, because you, darling, have been watching me from the moment we met. And LaToya is just like stuck and she ends up laughing about it. But my thing is, you have the nerve to sit up here and talk about this woman's wigs when you don't even have your own eyebrows done. I don't know, you guys have to go back and look at her brows in the scene. They're just like, like she was about to fly away. Like, I gotta, funny thing is I found a gif where the guy with his eyebrows they're so thick that he was flying away, and LaToya actually saw it. And she couldn't do anything but laugh because it was a funny gif. But I mean, it was the truth. Like, it is easier to go and get your eyebrows done or to like shape up your eyebrows, in my opinion, than it is to lay a wig down. I guess it's different for everybody, but I mean, do you need me to help you, girl? My eyebrows ain't perfect. Today ain't the best day, but I mean, maybe I need to drop a tutorial video for LaToya. So then Marlo decides to confront Kenya about why they can't seem to get along. And I feel like Marlo's full of crap for that, because it's like, why would you, this girl really hates me. All this over a room, first of all. Second of all, like, how do you not understand how this girl doesn't like you when, I mean, in my honest opinion, they will never be the same, because ever since Marlo said that comment about, oh, well, you know, if your mama don't even want you, that is the root of Kenya's bitterness. That is why she is the way she is, because of her mother's rejection, in my opinion. I just feel like that is the cause of her hurt, and the reason why she can be so mean to other people and just not care. So with her poking at that was probably a major sore spot for Kenya, and I don't think she's gonna get past that. That was a really hurtful thing to say. So I can understand Kenya never wanting to be friends with her again. And Marlo, I mean, even with her trying to figure out what the problem is, she's still saying, oh, because your butt is fake, because you have bad skin. Like, she's been going after this girl every chance she gets for years now. Something was done to your body. Something was done to your body. Marlo, Jesus. Girl, that's why you got that room now. Because something was done to her body. So that pretty much wraps up that episode of The Real Housewives of Atlanta. Apparently next week we won't have an episode because of the Super Bowl, which I wasn't even tracking that. That sucks because we're finally getting into everything. I guess they figured, let me pull them in before we take that week break, before we take that week off, because y'all might not tune back in. So I guess I'm looking forward to what's gonna happen next week. They're finally getting into everything, having all the ladies together. We're getting to see some fun, lots of shadiness, lots of drunkenness. Like it's fun. I'm enjoying it. I do want to see more Fallon. I want to see more of her personality because she was just like, oh, well, you know, I brought my husband because that's my best friend. And something about them, it doesn't quite sit right with me. But I mean, we don't know enough about her to know anything either way. So I'm not gonna say, you know, something crazy is going on or he won't allow her to, or like, I don't know. She could have just been like, look, I got enough money to rent a house like this for myself and take my plane. So, I mean, that could have been it. But I'm excited to see more of her. I want to see whoever that Joy lady was because she's got my name. Like, come on. I want to see it. I want to see it. Thank you so much for watching this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Follow me on Instagram at Hey Miss Gardner, and follow me on Twitter at The Joys of Life, YouTube, or YT. And I will see you guys next time. Bye.